I am the Knight Automated Roving Robot, the first in a bold new experiment. You may call me KARR. If I am destroyed, so shall you be.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. We're back on our awesome Knight Automated Roving Robot build, KARR. We're building a car, but not any car. K-A-R-R with a K. And we have some help. We got backup from the UK. We got Mike Lane Mods here with the ultimate electronic kit, and we're up to stage 42 here with the circuit board and the speaker. We're not using those. We've got way cooler stuff to use. We've got much cooler things to use. We've got this cooler thing to use. And we've got a new speaker, and I can't wait to show you the comparison. Oh, where is it? Hold on. Okay, well, let me keep that off screen. Okay, I think we're only going to be using, for right this second, we're going to be using these two parts. Now, I have discharged any static electricity on my hand because I actually am lucky enough to have our copper water main pipe, which is grounded, very close to my work. Well, it's behind my workbench. It's sandwiched between the wall and the workbench. To discharge static electricity, you want to touch something metal, especially if you're in a low humidity environment. But there is the amazing Mike Lane's Alpha Circuit. Ignore that it says kit. This will also do KARR. It's built in already. Everyone has the capability. So we're going to very carefully put our Alpha Circuit over here from Mike. We're going to put our remote back in here for now, and we're going to put some of these dashboard mods back in this box for now to keep them safe. I'll put those there. And I've got Mike's website up. We got the Mike Lane Mods website. Links below to Mike Lane Mods. And let's go ahead and snip open. Well, I'm just gonna hobby blade. Hello. Slice open. Slice that fella, and we'll get these out of here. These we need immediately. These we will still use shortly. So we've got okay. So we have the stock speaker. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ugh. Ugh. So here's the stock speaker. It's okay, I suppose. Here's the Mike Lane speaker. Okay, so this thing looks like a JL Audio subwoofer compared to the stock speaker. This thing is beefy. I mean, it's got like a foam surround. It's got a proper like voice coil you can see. Like, that is a speaker. Man, like, that is not gonna, we don't need this stock little bracket. We're gonna kind of just put her in there, I think. Not like this. It's probably gonna be like that or something. So yeah, so no stock speaker. Not gonna use it. And the stock circuit board, while fairly intricate, is nowhere near as intense as the Mike Lane circuit board. And we've got USB-C power input on the back, memory card slot, and look at that. Holy mother of circuit boards. Haha. So, what we're going to do is get this speaker out of the way. And which browser? Okay. So, we want to put this thing in the same stock location. There's two pegs here, and there's two barely pegs there. And we're going to get it situated on those four pegs All right. And then we're going to get 4 PM screws into the 4 holes there. And we do not want to over tighten them. Just snug until it doesn't wobble around. So let me put those PM screws in, and I'll be right back. Now, if somebody's not using the mic blade board or just simply can't afford it, some people, it's a budget buster to build one of these models. I do not disagree. They are extremely expensive. It was a budget buster for me to buy this complete model from a guy online because they're not offering the subscriptions right now. So if somebody needs this circuit board or speaker that's watching, let me know, okay? And you can, if you're in the U.S., I'll probably just ship it to you. If you're outside the U.S., just cover shipping. So let's get that off to the side. I'm going to get 4 PM screws in this board, and we'll be right back. Okay. So our circuit board is in, and there we go. That's in. Lovely. Okay, great. Our speaker now. Oop, hello. Hello, speaker. So this first spot right here is going to be where your speaker wire goes. And the pins are oriented to one side of the plug, these JST connectors. So I'm going to plug mine in right there. Fits perfect into the little slot marked S. And get the wire over there. We're going to take our stock speaker retention ring and a couple of GM screws. Yep, GM screws. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to get one of these on the screwdriver. So now we want to put this on with the opening facing forward. I'm going to get a little bit of schmoo on the screw. And we want it just like that with the speaker's circuit board facing rearwards. We're going to get a couple of little screws in there. Now, this little bracket's going to kind of like bow down a bit when we put it into place. That's normal. Don't worry about it. Like, you don't have to go crazy, but once it's clamped down nice and snug, you're good to go. And we're going to get this in here. And I think we're good. Yeah, that ain't... Oh. Let's just make sure we want her centered in the hole. And we're going to clamp it down a little bit more so she doesn't wiggle around in there. Okay, nice and snug. Perfect. There we are. So our speaker's in. The angle of the dangle of my camera looks a little off. But from what I can see from the bottom, yeah, the speaker's centered. So that's going to be fine. And we got a whole mess of wires here we got to plug in soon. I'm going to get all these unbent and figured out, and then we will go about plugging those in. And there we are. Look at that. Fantastic. Be right back. Oh, I also removed the 4 AM screws that hold the battery box in. I previously snipped off the power cord and wires from the battery box, but we really don't need it. Keep the battery cover, though. We're going to use that later. All right, be right back. All right, so I unpacked stage 43 as well now, and we have all of this. Bonnie, you got some splaining to do. Man, a lot of wires. A lot of things. We're going to start plugging stuff into the Mike Lane Alpha circuit. Again, link below. I'm such a shill. No, but he's made this awesome thing. Look at that. So we can, my camera's not the sharpest thing in the world, but we've got our A's, B, C, A, B, H, G, and blah, blah, blah. MOT for motor. That's not the British automotive annual inspection, the MOTs, which probably there was a little chuckle at somebody there at Mike Lane. They're like, hey, they called that circuit MOT. Like, haha. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. let's see. MOT's got to go in, and these glasses have to go on because they're really small letters, and I'm not gonna try to get my head in the frame, but there's MOT, and that one's got to go forward. So that's gonna go up front. You know, why do they have all these? Here's the thing I have is there's these extension cables. I'm like, why can't you just make the cable long enough? Why do we have to like plug an extension cable in and add another potential point to failure? I don't know. Let's yeah, there's so many. R, B. There, oh, there. Wait, there's an R. Hold on. See, here's another. Well, this is a splitter, not an extension. But we've got a lot of these fellas involved, and make sure that the JST pins don't pop out when you plug in these extensions slash splitters. But yeah, that's R, and there's an R at the other end. Well, we're gonna save this for a minute. I'm trying to find B. There's B. Okay, here's B. B as in boy. B as in barf. Okay, so these are the clearly the door switches to turn on the dome light. I'm assuming. I do a lot of assuming on this channel. I'm gonna plug B in right there, and that's also gonna stay going towards the front of the car. The car. Well, there is only one car. Let's see. I want to find, I think, M. M is for mommy. M is for mess. Oh, can't say that word. M, where do you go? M is right there. And we're going to plug that in. And we can kind of see the pattern we're forming here. So we're going to, these are all labeled. It's all nicely labeled. That one has an M on it. You can see it right there. And it's going to line up with M. That's not a circly W. That's an M. And I'm going to get the rest of these plugged in to their appropriate lettered plugs. I think if I can do it, a trained circus monkey could probably handle this task. And then we will go over, you know, some of them are going to go forward, and then some of them are going to go sideways. And I will be back in a second with my rainbow spaghetti jungle. 1 second, please. Okay, so we're getting hot and heavy into the Mike Lane mods. We broke out the dashboard monitors. And, oh man. So if you bought these before June 2024, or you didn't buy them with the Ultimate Kit, you do need to follow the instructions on Mike Lane's website on updating the firmware on these. I got mine from Mike with this just recently. I'm sure they're up to date. If they're not, I will update them. But I'm confident I'm up to date. And that being said, we broke out stage 4. And to break out stage 4, the primary reason to break out stage 4 now, after we've already put in like stage 42 and 43 and a bunch of wires, and we've got some of 44 here as well, is to show you everything we're not using. So this is all documented on Mike's website, but we're not going to use a whole bunch of these LEDs because these are all for the dashboard. And all these little chunks and panels and everything, they're clearly photographed on Mike Lane's website. These are all extraneous, no longer needed. And one slight, you don't have to really modify a lot of stuff to fit the mods. But this pin right here and this pin right here, you got to go, boys. So I'm using, you could use a hobby blade. I'm using some God hand pliers, or a funny nickname is Jesus fingers. And I am going to nip off these pegs. If you don't have really, really good single blade flush cutting pliers, you'll want to use a hobby blade. Even if you do use really good single blade flush cutters, just give them a little shave with the hobby knife. Tighten. I've cut myself open enough times in the last couple of weeks. Man, just chopping up those chives for those potato skins. I wrecked my thumb. Ask me how I know. Yes. So we want to just get rid of those 2 pins. Make sure they're gone. Okay. Kind of scrape the blade. Nice and smooth. Great. It's a little awkward, but nice and smooth. Great. So we want to get rid of those pins. So now that one's gone and that one's gone. Moving on. Oh boy, what are we doing here? So we've got rid of the pins. Oh, there's so many things. Okay. So now we've got the motherboard in, we've got the speaker in, we've got all the other wires in. Okay. We were talking about. Now we're going to put the dashboard monitors aside. We're going to break out the ultimate electronic kit again. Get that remote control just over here with the lovely Knight Foundation logo laser etched on there. And we've got a lot of stuff. So we got a couple circuit boards here. And, oh my God, jeez. Oh. And we got an SD card. And it says US on there because I'm from New York and I mostly speak English. Sorta. Opinions vary wildly on my English speaking skills being from New York. But we've got a bunch of wires. Look at this crazy thing. That is awesome. We've got some lights and a whole bunch of cables and some more cables. Okay, so let's see here. What do I need? I need the dashboard. I'm so excited. Like, I love Knight Rider. I love Kit and KARR. But I wasn't going to build this part work on them until I saw this ultimate thing come out from Mike. And I'm just like, look at that. Look at that ridiculous, crazy, awesome dashboard. Holy hell. I need a flashlight. We lost power the other night. There we go. I got a flashlight. We got that. Look at that. Everything has a capability to light up. It's all beautifully light blocked. So, excellent. Excellent. Oh, very happy. Let's carefully put you down there. We're going to get our circuit board here. Okay, let me put these over to the side. I'm going to get the main circuit board panel. Ooh, hello. Ooh, hello, beautiful. Look at that. That's a lot of LEDs on there and a lot of, wow, whole bunch of chips and circuits on the back. So we are going to put this on the back of here, I suppose. Something like that. Let's see. Hold on a second. One moment, please. Do I need something else here? Let me double check this. I think I might need something else. Let's see. Maybe it's in here. 1 second. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. So we just really want to line these up really well. They're all kind of, they're all laser cut or CNC'd or whatever it is. And we're going to take them very carefully and we're going to shove them, not shove them, we're going to insert them into the dashboard assembly like so. Be very careful with the voice box area. You don't want to, you want to get everything to seat properly. And once it's seated, you want to make sure you realign your circuit board correctly so that it all seats in. Oh my God, that looks so good. Okay, so you've got all that in there. Oh man. It's a bit of a handful. It's a slight kerfuffle. There you go. Okay. Oh, I felt the click. Things just clicked into place a little bit. Yep. Everything feels like it's in its home now. Okay. So just like that. There we go. Oh, whoo, baby. Yeah. There's a little notch right there, and you click the front dash plate into that notch, and then line the rear dash panel up with that. And once it's lined up, everything should be good. It's a little tricky. Don't flex things. Just be careful, okay? Don't flex things, but you want that little, come on, focus, that little notch to fit in. Woof. She's a wee bit tricky. And they want us to plug in the cables now. Oh man. Okay. I'm going to get these cables plugged in, but they're very clear where they go. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, so there's a lot of things going on here, but it's fairly straightforward. Well, first, let me do this. I put in the dash panel, and I just put a little bit of crazy glue on the edge here, and I pressed it in, and I cured it. So this thing is not moving. And how amazing does that look? Whoa, Mike. Good job, man. Bravo. So now we've got our LED panel. And we've got our things plugged in as per the instructions. So we've got our little status lights and everything there. And we've got another light here that ends up going to, this one goes to the scanner. And this one goes to the alpha circuit, to the main board. And we have to rock it in, okay? Because we don't want to booger up the voice box. So we're going to put it in at an angle. We're going to get it in there at an angle, okay? So we're in there, okay? And then we're going to rock it in there. And now she's in place. Okay. This is where you just have to be a bit fastidious to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. Now this goes on a post down here. Okay. Hold on. Try not to slide her around too much. You want to get it. There we go. Okay. So you want to get that one pushed down. And let me get back to my mic lane. So here's the deal. I'm going to put a BP screw right there, right now. Okay? Just bear with me. I'm going to knock that out off camera. I'll be right back. Okay. So we've got our BP screw in there. And we've got to make sure that these two wires are both in front of this big post right here. Then we're going to take this small standoff and shove it into that small hole up front there and push it down onto the post right there. There we go. Okay, so just like that. See? Just like that. Part of my cuticles, I don't get manicures. Manicures. So I'm going to gently lay that down. Now we're going to take this stock part here, which is like 4B, and we're going to lay it down. And we got to get this wire back now. And we're going to lay this down over here. Like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of intricate. So there we go. So we're going to have this wire free back here. These two wires right here. And then we've got to get 1, 2, 3 BP screws in there. Okay? 4. One down there on that little standoff we put in. So we're going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay. Very exciting times. Very exciting times. We've got all our little BP screws in, and I just loosely tightened everything to start, because you want to make sure everything's, lined up really well. So now we're going to get the original voice box, not the voice box, the status lights, the top dash status lights that go up here. The money maker for the startup sequence. And we're going to slot that into its normal spot. And then we're going to take our mic lane part. So this was printed in clear resin with some black paint and sanded off and all that. And we're going to get this pushed up against the circuit board and onto these 2 studs. And it's a little snug. Hold on. There we go. We're going to get it pushed on to these 2 studs here. There we go. She's on there good. It's a tight fit, but don't worry about that. That's normal. Okay. Just, there we go. Okay, hold that in place. And we're going to get the circuit board pushed on. With the cutout facing forward to clear the IC chip on the back of the dashboard. Okay. There we go. So that's in place. And we're going to get 2 BP screws in there, which I will not do on camera because it's too fiddly. 1 second, please. Alrighty. Well, that is all installed. We got our BP screws in that board. And look at that beauty. Oh, man, that's so cool. So what we're going to do now is I did take a tiny little mic lane, the 1.5 flathead, and I popped up this little sleeve here, if you can see. See, it goes down and it goes up. I popped it up. I'm going to put this down for now. I took out the dashboard monitors, and I already snapped in this little black part here. into the little opening. Pretty straightforward. And now what we want to do is push this wire, this ribbon, into here. Hold it right there. It kind of has a little groove in the double-sided tape. Okay, and this is a tiny bit on the fiddly side, but we're going to get this ribbon, make sure it stays in its home. Okay. And we're gonna push this fella into there. You're gonna see a little ribbon, but that will get covered up by the dashboard later. And then make sure that ribbon comes out of there like that. Okay. Oh, careful, careful. Don't really flex on things hard. Yeah. Okay, so that control panel is in there. Whew. Okay. You gotta be a little, a little careful and fastidious here. And we're going to then install, so holding this together, gingerly, we're going to put this ribbon cable into this slot. Hold on. One moment, please. We're going to put that ribbon cable into that slot, and we're going to get that fully inserted and click down that gray sleeve. Make sure it looks even. And it does. And, oh boy, okay. So now that we've got that cable in there, let's see here. We got that in there. Okay. Okay. All right. Kind of got to fold the cable over onto itself. So again, the flathead screwdriver is your friend here when putting this into the dashboard. So you want to have a little loop of it. It's so hard to see. A little loop of it right there. And we're going to get this thing in here. We want to get that onto the posts. We did stick off those pegs. Those pegs are gone. Trying to figure out if there's anything in the way of our posts. We're really, really, really close. Well, all our panels and our lights are looking lined up. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. It's like... oh, yeah. It's like stuffing the Thanksgiving turkey. Ever so gently. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Oh, man. There's some cable routing. Where am I screwing this thing down? Hold on a second. It's probably a bunch of BP screws. It's likely BP. Let me see here. Okay. So you have 3 BP screws. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get those in, and I'll be back in a sec. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun putting this together. Our dash monitors are in. All those are in, and you can see there's a little gap with a little bit of LCD side panel showing there, right? Well, not to fear. Mike Lane has a little filler panel here, and we're going to take the backing off of that double-sided sticky tape. Don't handle the tape, and don't touch the clear screens. And we're going to drop that down into place and squeeze her down. And you can use a push tool if you want, or some tweezers, or something. I'm going to use a little Q-tip just to push on the outside edges of this, because a lot of this double-sided tape is kind of pressure activated. So we want to push on that double-sided tape. Just on the edges, don't push on the clear parts. And now we have a perfectly awesome screen right there. And if we need to, we can, just gently rub on the screens. I didn't put any fingerprints on the inside. And there we go. Look at that. That looks friggin' fantastic. And now we've got to get cable 4. Where is cable 4? Let's see here. I've got so many cables. Where's so many cables? Where's, let's see. Cable 4 is behind this column. Is it one of these cables? Let's see here. 2 dash. Nope. This is 2 alpha circuit, and this is to the scanner. So we've got a cable here to connect, and a couple cables here potentially. So the screen mod works on its own as a power mod and a screen mod if you're not using the Ultimate Electronics kit. So, let's see here. The lower dash is a very fragile circuit. Yes, we know that. Okay, so circuit. Okay, so we got that. Ensure that cable 4 is routed behind this column. So let me find cable 4, and I will be back with you shortly. Okay, so here's cable 4, and one says 2 alpha, and the other end says nothing. I would probably recommend to Mike that he puts cable 4, just the tag. But otherwise, it's right there. You want to get it behind this post. Okay. And honestly, I would just fish a whole bunch of it out of here. Like, just get a bunch of it out of there. Because then you can more easily get her plugged in to this. And, hold on. My fingers are a little slimy. Because, I'm kind of a slimy guy. And I'm going to get this in here because it's on camera. Of course, it's not going as smoothly as some YouTubers would like you to believe. It is easily doable, but I think I need my tweezers. And I will get her in there. The pins are at the top. So we want it facing that ways. And if we just grab onto her with the tweezers, push her into place. Ah, for fudge's sake, you know what I'm doing here. 1 second. Okay, so with the help of this little guy to just gently coax the plug in, we're going to then pull the excess cable out. There we go. And cable 4 is now happily installed in the dashboard monitors. And our dashboard is pretty much complete. We've got to reassemble some other bits on here with the steering column, and then we'll be ready for an then we'll have an electronics test not too long after this. Okay, so there we go. We're not going to get a full light show this episode. I think I've gone on long enough. It's a lot of work. It's completely worth it, and look at all this amazingness. And it should be just completely awesome when all is said and done. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to Pit Stain Hobbies. Click the links below, like, subscribe, comment, go to Mike Lane Mods. We'll see you next time. Adios, everybody.